This is the Throttle Out Show, presented by Vixen Industries, the only show where monster truck drivers and mechanics come together to present what's happening in the monster truck community. It's the ultimate combination of torque, horsepower, and trash talk. And now for your hosts. First, straight out of the heart of Detroit Rock City, it's Kid Rock's neighbor and former driver of the BKT ride truck. It's Austin Spence. And the duo deep in the heart of Texas, it's the show owner and daughter of a man who conquered the industry for over 20 years. It's Harley Johnson, along with everyone's favorite Bryce Kenny lookalike, Austin Tweedy. So go ahead, fuel up, strap in, and remember, when in doubt, throttle out.
A big what's up to the best fans in motorsports. What's going on, everybody? This is the Throttle Out Show. You can call it a podcast. We like to refer to it as a talk show where we talk about what's going on in the monster truck industry. We talk a little bit about supercross, mega trucks, you name it, anything related
hold
to
on.
dirt.
Can we just point out that you're actually here?
I'm
next
here.
to me for the first time in like over a month.
It's been a while, y'all.
Yeah.
I miss this
is
place.
Is he real? This is weird.
I miss the studio. Wow, I hear Cooper over there in the background. I miss this place, and this may or may not be the last time I'm actually ever in. I feel like I've actually said that before, so I'm not going to jinx that.
No, at least one more
again.
time before the move.
Maybe one more.
One more Thursday before.
But we got a fella up there in Paxton, IL, who's hanging out up there with the Drunk Podcast / Frosty Boys. What's going on, Coop?
I got my spicy pickles.
Are those Walmart brand spicy pickles?
You betcha.
Yep. Called it.
Great value.
Hey, I appreciate that shirt. That's pretty freaking sweet, man.
Thanks. Someone randomly sent it to me. I showed up in the mail. It's just a coupe. I was like, oh, this is weird. Took it out. Hey, it's a shirt. No takesies, backsies.
Did it come with like a package? Like they have like a liter of drugs with it as well, or is it just a shirt?
It was packed like it would, but it tricked me.
Yeah.
It was just a shirt.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to getting my shirt. I am pretty psyched about this shirt as well. I actually don't wear it as often as I'd like to remember to wear cool shirts. But Monster Truck Throwdown, I saw today on their story, they're actually making some new shirts for the new Throwdown season. So I'm pretty pumped to get my hands on one of those bad boys.
Whoa.
Coming soon. Now, me and our good buddy Spence actually got to swap places for the show tonight. I got to hang out with him just very briefly last night, help him move into the crew house. That's what we're referring to the new rental as anyways, up there in Minnesota. So Spence is literally in the hot seat where I'm normally at up there in St. Cloud, Minnesota. What's going on, Spence, baby? How you doing?
I'm not going to lie, man. This is kind of awkward. This is really weird for me, seeing that I am in basically your spot with Mud Patrol and the USA One behind me.
It's just a green screen.
Yeah,
It's a green screen.
I can get up and walk around. Like, this is all behind me, so this is cool. It has been a busy day all day today. It has been just nonstop. And I'm not going to lie, it kind of feels like my first day working at Feld, and here's why. Like, they're nothing like Monster.
Hold on, let me guess. Before you say anything, you were running late this morning. Is that why?
I love that my wife is laughing in the background. No, I was actually early this morning, getting everything unloaded and ready here at the shop. But no, it was just all chaos. No. But, however, Tweety, when you get back, you're welcome, by the way, because I cleaned your tires for you.
Thank you. Hey,
That's what a crew guy's for.
Yeah, no kidding. It's like, oh, man, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, I got your flight to Texas. And I come my first day in the muddy, like, red muck, a mess of these, like, gator tires. I'm like, man, really? Like, this is, like, my warm welcome to Triple B. It's like, hey, clean tires.
Typical fly-in driver, right? Have somebody else clean your tires, have Mike Rowley build the T-case, right?
Pretty much, which, by the way, that is just about done. We'll have that all fixed tomorrow, which Mike Rowley did fix for you. You should give him a
So the parts
shout out.
actually came in today, and they were the right parts.
To my understanding, I mean, they're bolted on the truck. I mean, we just got put fluid in it, fired up, and should be ready for the show this weekend. But
It might be right or it might not.
No, Coop, listen to this. Listen, we ordered parts the other day, and I told James specifically we need. So, for those of y'all who don't know what's been going on behind the scenes, last Friday night, actually, in South Carolina, my transfer case locked up, and I have an FTI transfer case. Now, what's most common in monster trucks is you're using either SCS drop transfer case or you're using a Profab transfer case. Well, just so happened we have an oddball transfer case on the Boss Gator. It's FTI transfer case. There's literally 3 trucks in all of monster trucks that I can name right now that use FTI transfer cases. So it's really hard to get parts. And not only is it FTI transfer case, but with those FTI transfer cases, they make 2 different kinds of splines for the gears. You have a 16 spline and you have a 20 spline setup. We have a 20 spline setup. The boss himself, James Trentina, knew that. He ordered 20 spline. What do you think we got in the mail yesterday? 16 spline gears. So we got with FTI, and it sounds like they overnighted the parts. It sounds like they're there, and the good boy that Mike Rowley is putting my transfer case together because that's what I was supposed to do yesterday. So huge shout out to Mike Rowley for making shit happen. That guy, look, he likes to give us a hard time and talk some shit, but really, truthfully, that guy is awesome, and he'll do anything to make sure that the team is flowing, that things are going the way they should be around there. I love that guy, and he's driving this weekend, y'all. It's his debut weekend, finally.
He's driving?
Yes, Mike Rowley is driving this weekend, Coop.
Wow. That guy introduced Fairlife milk to me.
Dude, Fairlife.
What a guy.
Oh,
You've had Fairlife, you know.
I have. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
Fairlife
wish
is
I could
I
buy it on
enjoy
the
it.
daily.
Now, it is weird, though, that you say that Rowley introduced you to that when all I've ever seen Rowley drink is a flipping Monster.
Oh, no, it was for
That's all he
breakfast.
was drinking today. That's it. That's all he was drinking all day, working on the truck.
And you know what?
But-
I actually meant to put this on the stream tonight just so everybody could see. I actually have photographic evidence on my phone that Mike Rowley actually ate something. He ate a hot dog and a hamburger.
Why does he
yesterday.
not usually eat anything?
He does not.
Is it only Monster?
He
No,
drinks
he only
Monster
drinks
Energy.
Monsters at lunch. That's all he does. He does not eat.
So speaking of Mike Rowley's debut, we got to beat up on him a little bit because I know he's normally in the comments, always beating on us, and I know he's like waiting to come around the door and just like throw something at me.
He's still
But
there?
we got
It's
a-
past
we got a
5
group-
o'clock. He should be gone.
No, exactly. But there's a couple last minute things that everyone's touching up on the trucks before we call tonight. But we got a group text as far as like what can and can't be done this weekend at Granite City Raceway, which is James Trentina's racetrack. And apparently all Mike Rowley has ever wanted to do is a donut. Like that's all he's
Yes.
wanted to do in a truck.
Yes.
And James Trantina said in our group chat, absolutely no donuts this weekend.
Wait, but why?
Well, it's
It's hard on the transmission.
Oh.
Honestly, donuts are extremely hard on a lot of the parts on a monster truck. Like we've seen planetaries lock up because of a donut. We've seen transmissions get extremely hot.
I mean,
well-
Tom Mintz, we've seen motors blow up doing donuts before, Coop.
I don't want to talk about it. Watching the starter blow up is
In
not
Arlington?
worth it.
Dude,
Yeah.
that was the coolest thing Harley and I have ever seen in person, like ever, like in all of life. That
so
was like
bright.
number one.
What?
It looked like God
Is it-
smited like Tom Mintz right there in the middle of the stadium. It was just a giant lightning bolt. It was so cool.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I hope we
the
get
next-
more of that sometime. So, anyways, as you were saying, Spence, James, the boss man, sends out a mass text message to everybody last night. Absolutely no donuts this weekend. All Mike Rowley has ever talked about since he's like been given the opportunity to drive is doing a backflip and doing donuts. And he gets this, and he sends back this meme of who is it? Is it Conan O'Brien? Is that his name? And he's just like, damn it.
If I had enough time this morning, I was gonna bring in some like Tim Hortons or something for Rowley. It's like, hey, I know you can't do donuts, but here's some donuts for you, big guy. Like, I feel so bad, but honestly, man, like he's kind of like being a little hard on us. Like, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I ain't gonna do that good, this and that. My first time. It's like, dude, it doesn't matter if you do good or not. I mean, can't do any worse than what Tweety did at his first show. So.
I mean, you say that. I mean, it was a classic rookie mistake, and
Everyone does it.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens. And
I
but
don't know.
Rella has not let me live that down. Spence, if you were to actually go over in what is technically my area in the shop, you will see the inner axle that I broke. It's still over there.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of which, I'm going to tattle on you because we've already shown your inner axle you broke. Let's show the people what you broke from this last show. So give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Go grab that shit. Now, down in the comments, we had a question from Tim Dudley. He was Tim Dudley, ETA to be specific. He was asking, what is the difference between 16 and 20? To be completely honest with you, I literally think it's just the count of the splines on the gears. I don't know that it makes the truck faster or slower. So I don't know why they did that. But the gears are completely different. Like, even just looking at them, you can tell, like, okay, this set may belong to a completely different vehicle than,
Talk about gears in a T case.
Yes.
Oh, like between what was that?
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, FTI makes a different set. Like, they made like a 16 spline set and a 20 spline set. I don't know why they did that.
Oh, okay.
Can you come back to me?
Because I know that with okay.
All right, so you can kind of see, like, this is what a normal gear has. Like, these are your splines, these are your teeth and everything, right?
Yes.
This is what's left of what Tweety did to this poor transfer case gear. Like, there's no more teeth. It's all gone.
He was sabotaged.
I don't know about sabotage.
He was sabotaged.
But, dude, that's 2 shows that you've done, and you've destroyed an inner axle, you've destroyed part of a T case. I'm just waiting for you to send a rod through the block at your 3rd show at this point.
Let's be completely honest here, okay? You don't just get to destroy a T case by your driving style. And I would hope the Coop, you of all people, would understand that.
In my career of monster trucks, I have never had a T case go out on me during a show.
I'm just saying, we
from
start
all the
having
drivers
of all the parts that Tweety breaks somewhere here in the showroom, like a velvet painting of Tweety in a driver's suit and just all the parts surrounding it of all the parts he's immediately broken from that season.
Honestly, it's got to be something on the truck. Something's not lined up right. It's just not geared right or something.
I mean, that could be it
something
too.
is not happy.
I mean, you think about it. When I went out to Colorado and I did my silly little nose over all that, like, I didn't even break anything that weekend. You know what I mean? So it was just a freak accident. None of us can really explain what happened. I mean, there would actually be an explanation if there was no oil on the T case. And it's like I told James, like, because he'd asked, he's like, was there oil in the T case? And I was like, look, dude, being completely honest, before I even take this thing apart, I actually did not check that before the show. And I felt so guilty. Like, my heart sank. I was about to throw up. And then we took the T case apart and there was oil in it. And I was like, oh, well, then I actually can't explain why this happened. This is really weird. But not talking a mad amount of shit on FTI, because, I mean, they make pretty decent transmissions. I was told they don't make very good transfer cases, and that's actually why you don't see them on monster trucks. Now, mega trucks use a lot of FTI parts, especially transfer cases. However, they don't use drop-down transfer cases like what we need in monster trucks. So all we did, like, the actual transfer case itself was okay. It had some nicks and some dings in it, and I was actually able to grind it out, make it smooth again, reuse the actual T case housing itself. We just got all new bearings and gears and seals, and Mike Rowley rebuilt that son of a bitch today, apparently. So we'll see how it does this weekend when the boss drives the boss Gator. How fitting is that?
You know, honestly, man, with him,
Wow.
So James came in for like a little lunch, like powwow, just kind of talked with everybody in the shop about this weekend. And dude jumped in Cadaver and went for a little joyride. We thought he was just going to go get some lunch or something down the road.
Now, I want to talk about that for just a minute. So, Spence, today, this is your first day on the job at Triple B Motorsports. Did you get a chance to meet Derek?
Yes, super awesome dude. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, we hit it right off the bat. I really like this guy.
Derek is a straight G, and to give y'all who watch our show, I would actually like to bring him on at some point if he's actually able to come on. Derek is not a monster truck guy. He actually has the background of like the tow truck world, and he's big in the demo derbies, but just all around sharp, just has a lot of mechanical knowledge. And he's been helping us out at the shop. He worked with James the past couple of years. They had a company together, and now he's just like doing whatever James needs him to do. He's just kind of like his right hand guy, and just like one of like the nicest dudes, very very sharp. And yesterday, I get to the shop. He got there much earlier than the rest of us, and I walk up to him, and he's kind of drinking his coffee, and he's sitting at a bench, and he's working on the fuel pump to the Jesse James Cadaver truck. And he goes, you know something? It occurred to me this morning when I got here, I'm trying to revive a cadaver. And it took me a second, and I was like, that's actually freaking hilarious. And for those of y'all who don't know what a cadaver is, Google that shit, and you will find that as hilarious as I did, because I needed a good laugh yesterday at 8 o'clock in the morning. He was able to provide that to me. Now,
A cadaver?
a cadaver. The Jesse James Cadaver Monster Truck. Define cadaver. Let the world know.
I have no idea what it is. So
Google it right now, Coop. Let the world know.
It's a corpse. That's the meaning.
And specifically, it's a human corpse, right? Like not an animal or whatever. Like, so when he said, "I'm trying to revive a cadaver," I was just like, I thought that was freaking hilarious. Now
Glad
I tell
that
y'all,
made your day.
I'll tell y'all what he was working on. He was working on the fuel system. You know, they're trying to fire the truck, and they were like, "Okay, it's not starting, whatever." Y'all, methanol is a potent chemical. Whenever he took the lines off the fuel, and Coop, I don't know if you've seen this before, Spence. I don't know if you've seen this before, but you got to think about it. That Cadaver truck sat for 12 years, okay? And they took the fuel lines off, they took the fuel filter off, and there was like this freaking relish-looking goo built up all throughout the, like, it was gross. Like, thinking about it wants to make me gag. Like, it was so gross. We had to take the fuel tank apart, clean it out, all the fuel lines, the fuel filter, everything, because it was like the methanol was actually eating away at the aluminum inside the entire fuel system. So like inside the fuel filter stuff, like the parts of the fuel filter were actually breaking down. So we took everything apart. I think they may or may not, Spence, have found a new fuel filter just to run for this weekend. And that's going to be their goal, was to actually run the Cadaver truck this weekend. But that was crazy.
I know James has got something in mind for the Cadaver, because when he took it around the block, that truck is happy. That truck has got that. I mean, for a truck that's been sitting around for as long as it has, and seeing James kind of get on it a little bit just in the parking lot, like, that truck's got some balls. I don't know what's in the internals or what kind of a blower setup that thing's got, but that thing hauls. And I can tell you one thing, it is thirsty too. But then again, it's also got, believe it or not, it's got a really small fuel cell on it.
It does.
So I don't know if that's going to be something we're going to fix in the future, but I feel like that's something we should definitely look into, especially if it's going to be a competition truck. But, I mean, that thing goes through fuel like no other. So, I mean, I like it. I think it's a really wicked and insane-looking truck. And
do you know, Spence, off the top here? Because I actually didn't get a chance to look at it a lot yesterday, because I was actually messing with the fuel cell, which is in the back of the truck. The motor's in the front of that truck. Somebody put it in the comments section that chassis is like 30 years old. It got redone in about 2007 to be the Cadaver truck. So the fuel cell is in the back of the truck. Motor's in the front. I didn't actually get to look at the block. Do you know if that truck runs a radiator? Maybe that's why the truck uses so much fuel, because they're using it as a dry block. Or is that right? Or do you know?
I haven't got a chance to look at it. I'm going to look at it when we get done with the show, because that's actually a really good point. That might honestly be a dry block system. So you use that much alcohol or methanol in order to kind of keep the block cool. So honestly, that's I can see that. I'm going to double check.
I got a question.
That's a good point.
Axe it, Coop.
Are we at work or are we doing a show?
Yes.
We're talking about, Coop, a topic that I feel like was going to be brought up in the comment section at some point. So, Coop, if you don't know this already, a few years ago, I think in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, 16 or 17, James, our boss, tried to host what was like the biggest independent show ever, like of all time. Monster Jam, they've been known to host a 24 truck show, whatever. He basically tried to do the same thing, but with independent trucks at this venue that they're going to be at this weekend. So basically, Coop, trying to make the independent world finals. This weekend, he's using all of his trucks, since he's built a team of trucks like within less than a year's time. So all of Triple B Motorsports trucks will be there this weekend, and it's a really big deal to us. Crazy that like one of the biggest events of the year for the team, and I'm actually not even going to be there because I've got the weekend off. And the boss himself will be driving the Boss Gator. So that's why we're trying to hype this up. It's been really unfair that the weather's not been playing well with us this week. It should be clear for this weekend, but it was also supposed to be clear today. And it clearly wasn't, Spence.
No. Yeah, that's why I was saying, like, today felt like my first day in Florida because it has been Florida weather since I got here. So I got in, started washing tires, doing some things around the shop. And next thing you know, clouds are extremely low. The sky looks green. Tornado sirens are going off. It starts downpouring with hail. About an hour and a half passes. Clear blue skies, warms up. It's all hot and muggy, and it looks like it never rained. Now you can probably not hear anything, but it's raining and downpouring again. Right now outside the shop doors. So we'll see how this show is going to go this weekend, but it's probably going to be a mud fest. I mean, what way to break in Rowley as far as getting his first time driving in a professional monster truck than literally a mud show.
So now I got to know, since you're there. So for those of y'all who are just, if you're tuning in right now or you don't really know what's going on, Spence has been working for a drag racing team all this year. And been enjoying it for the most part, but kind of felt like his love and his passion for monster trucks surpasses drag racing. Got hooked up and is working with us alongside me at Triple B Motorsports now. Today's his first day on the job. He actually got into St. Cloud, Minnesota at 11 o'clock last night, moved all of his stuff into what we're calling the crew house. Spence, it's your first day on the job. I mean, what are your thoughts so far? Walking around the shop, you're feeling the attitude of everybody. What's going through your mind today?
It doesn't feel like work. Like that's honestly the best. There's no other feeling I could describe other than exactly that. It does not feel like work. It literally feels like, it was the first time getting a chance to actually meet your dad in person, getting to meet, last night got to meet your brothers, Logan and Cameron, super, super great dudes, getting a chance to kind of like, reconnect with Rowley again, and me and him just like hit it. It's like we never like missed a beat from when we were talking trash back at the Feld shop, and just walking around this building. Because honestly, when I drove past the shop twice with the U-Haul, because I'm expecting like this big warehouse, right? And I guess that's what I get from working at a place like Feld Motorsports, but there's an apartment complex, and then there's a couple other like small businesses. I'm like, there's no way it's down this service road. And as soon as I turn down that road and I look into this little gate, and there's like 4 monster trucks, I'm like, yep, this is the but it is the attitude, the atmosphere, just everybody. It doesn't feel like work, and honestly, that's what I've been missing. And everybody here is just super good to each other. Everybody's on the same page. We all work together. We all like to kid around and joke around and whatnot, but it feels like home, honestly.
Yeah, the attitude at that shop is not like what it was at Feld. And if you know Mike Rowley, you understand like kind of like when he was at Feld, and understanding how great of a mechanic it actually is on these monster trucks. And then he comes to Triple B, and it's nothing but smiles, and he talks a lot, and he enjoys his life. And I'm so excited to watch him drive. And Spence, you're going to be handling the riot truck. You're going to be working on trucks. Maybe at some point you'll be driving a race truck as well.
Let's hope so. So, little fun fact about the ride truck. So, I was actually able to climb into Carolina Crusher today. Your family old ride truck. Wow, that is a tight fit.
Yeah, it is. I told you we need to put a door on that thing for you, man.
So I don't think it's a door. I think so. The brackets that's kind of holding like the little flap that goes underneath the door. Like there's a bracket or something that that kind of supports it in a way. You could essentially cut that off and maybe trim the door a little bit. I'll be fine. The biggest issue is the little like ladder steps to kind of get in through the truck.
Yeah,
it is just high enough. It is just high enough to where it's like I try to get my 1 foot up to just kind of get one step. The top of my foot comes right below the beginning of that step to where it's like I can't lift it up anymore. So I actually need a stool to help me.
Well, and what's going to be really unfair is when that truck gets on big tires and then you're trying to get up there, because I didn't think it was going to be bad for myself. And then we put the truck on big tires, and I'm literally jumping up to get into the cab, and I'm basically doing a pull up to get up there. I can't believe my dad did that for years, but that's what you got to do to get up there. So we're going to have to develop something a little bit better. Now, there's a question, Spence, in the comment section. You better be honest. Which of your Tweeties is a favorite of yours to work with?
I'll be honest, Cameron's been the most useful one since I got here.
Screw you! Screw you!
I mean, thank you for helping me move all my stuff into the crew house and everything, but you just kind of, what? Am I gonna be smacked? What?
Thank you, Katie. Thank you.
But no, Cameron's been extremely helpful with everything. Logan's been kind of doing his own thing, learning how to do shocks today, and obviously you just kind of like, oh my gosh, you're here! I can't believe it, and you left. So. And then honestly, your dad's is like the jack of all trades. Got to go to lunch with everybody today, and me and your dad actually had a long conversation. It was actually really cool.
Where'd y'all go for lunch today? Just out of curiosity.
There's like a bar and grill across the street from the shop. It's like the blue.
The blue line.
Yes, that there.
Yeah.
I have never. So get this. I have never had chicken Alfredo nachos before.
Right.
But
What? Really?
Yeah, I had chicken Alfredo. Don't get mad.
Oh, she's gonna punch you in the face now. She already slapped him once.
Oops. So, but yeah. So some people are wondering, like, if my wife moved with me. She's actually going to be going back to Michigan on Monday, which is going to kind of suck because with the short amount of time we've been here in Minnesota, she has just fallen in love with everything around here. Like, people are so nice. Everything is beautiful here. Like, there's neat. Like, I got nothing bad to say about first impressions being here. However, that may change come wintertime.
It may change come wintertime, but the other thing I wanted to bring up was you and me, Cameron, and your wife saw the exact same thing on the side of the road yesterday. Can you kind of inform the people what we had saw on the side of the road? I guess within the past couple of days, because I gotta let everybody know. So, my brother Cameron and I were coming back from South Carolina, headed up the same highway that Spence and his wife when they were on the way from Michigan to come in, and we saw something off the side of the road. I've never seen this in my life before anywhere. I don't even think I've told Harley yet. Spence, what was that?
So literally, me and my wife, we got the Blazer behind us, and we're just trucking along in the U-Haul, and I'm like, oh, there's a big black bag on the side of the road. Like, what in the world? Like, people are just littering or whatever. And I'm like, no, that looks like it may be a dog. And we get a little bit closer. I'm like, that's a bear. That's a black bear just on the side of the road. I was just like, holy crap. Like, it was like you literally thought it was like half of a couch or something. Like, it was a massive black bear just on the side of the road.
And you could tell that at the same time it was like a young bear too. Like, it was not a full grown.
It was a young adult bear. It wasn't a cub, but it was a pretty decent sized bear. But I looked at my wife, I'm like, I have dealt with deer. I do not know how to deal with a grizzly bear.
I mean, you've dealt with deer, you have dealt with gators, not bears. That's a new thing for us.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Can't say I've seen a bear in California, but
it's not just. Here's the thing, though. It's not just bears, though, because we saw something else that was on the side of the road too that was very alarming. Was a
homeless guy.
Large gray wolf.
What?
Like,
you saw a wolf?
Oh yeah, there was a giant gray wolf. I'm not talking about the monster truck lone wolf.
The lone wolf.
Like a legitimate, like full size, not a coyote either. Like a full blown wolf was on the side of the road, and it was just a. Gosh, like yeah, I may need to get a concealed carry just in case I decide to go out to Walmart and next thing you know, bear attack in the parking lot.
Now, one more question. I know we're kind of running this thing in the Triple B Motorsports direction, and Coop's kind of bored over there listening to us flap our gums about all this. But the lone wolf just arrived in the shop yesterday, Spence. What are your first thoughts walking over and seeing the lone wolf with the new paint job with a new scheme on it? What are your first thoughts?
I mean, it's cool. I think I'm more so excited to see. I haven't really had a chance to talk to her because I know I'm the new guy and she's kind of new, only girl in the shop. I think her name's Kelsey. Right? Casey. I believe she's going to be driving as her debut tomorrow. Uh-oh. Sorry, my Siri came up on my phone for some reason.
You're good.
But yeah, that's going to be her debut ride this weekend at Granite Motorsports Park. So it's going to be 2 driver debuts for Triple B Motorsports. You got Mike Rowley and Casey. So I'm more so excited to see new blood getting into the industry rather than, because honestly, it's still, Wolf said, with a silver paint scheme with a different name. But I'm just more excited. It's like she's got a good piece of equipment. It's her first show. I think she's going to do extremely well. Rowley, he took what you basically messed up, made it great, and is going to dominate. And I hope the boss tears your truck up so that way when you come back, you have a mess that you can.
Now, with all that being said, Coop, I actually have a question for you. When you spent a decent amount of time at the Monster Jam, at the company, the corporation, as some might like to call it. When you were crewing for Neil, Tom, whatever, did either one of those guys ever switch chassis, like go from an older chassis to a new chassis?
Neil
did?
Yes. We built 104 for him. It was like the first. It was like right when I got there. That was like the first chassis that I helped kind of put together. So that was at the beginning of the year. I went with him on that. I actually, to be honest, once that truck was built, I stayed with that truck.
Okay.
And I did my whole career with that truck, to be honest. And that's what I thought was really nice, is that I knew the truck for however long, and I never had to change. It was awesome. But for like going overseas, obviously Neil and Tom, they couldn't have their ZFs go overseas, so they had to go into company trucks, and that was it was all right for Neil because he can literally drive anything.
Sure.
Tom, it was like obviously had to do a lot of changing to get it comfortable for him.
So my question to you then is, when you had to change chassis with Neil, were there modifications made to that new chassis that was different from the old one?
In what way?
So the reason I bring this up is, so on my truck, on the Gator truck, it was the same fabricator who built this truck as the same fabricator who built the Lone Wolf truck. They built it in-house. But the Gator chassis is older than the Lone Wolf chassis, and they had learned some things to do differently on the Wolf chassis. And what I mean by that, for example, is when I went to take the T-case out of the Gator truck, you could only get it out so far, and it hit the cross member in the cradle. And you could tell they had to cut that thing out and modify it so you could successfully pull the damn transfer case out. If you walked over to the Lone Wolf chassis, that's not an issue at all. All the clearance in the world is right there. They didn't have to cut anything out. So it's like they learned from that. So I was just curious if you would deal with something similar.
Not really, because they built it almost exact. If anything, they just everything was easy enough. Sometimes they just made it a little easier. I wasn't exactly around fabricating the chassis. That was more of Josh, Mason, and Chuck, I believe. It was easy as hell to work on, honestly. So there was nothing really big that they changed. Probably like some different measurements for sure for the 4 links and whatnot. But nothing I could really narrow down. If anything, it's just like small changes just to make some stuff a little easier.
Now,
I think there was a bar in the cab. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I was reading the comments. I figured you might be interested to hear this. And actually, this is an extremely controversial question. And we're going away from Triple B, talking about more Monster Jam, talking about more Max D stuff specifically. Tim Dudley says, I think Neil is a little bit better than Tom, but that's just me. Now, Coop, you get to be put in the hot seat.
He's not wrong.
Oh!
Neil is the best driver to never win a World Series.
Absolutely.
World Series. He went to the MLB like Michael Jordan. A World Finals. He's had a lot of good freestyles there, and it's just like, how have you not won? He was consistent on the series championship. That's why I say yes.
2-time.
Obviously, Tom has won a lot of stuff, right? He's already a GOAT. Neil was just the GOAT when he was born, really, because he could drive anything. And that's That's what makes him a little better in
Whatever
my
happened
eyes.
to those rumors about Neil building a truck?
Coop, have you heard anything
They
about
must have
that?
just been rumors.
He's riding horses. I don't know much about a truck, honestly. He's the cowgirl.
Well, what was weird is we had heard that from like multiple sources,
Yeah.
is that he was building a truck, and then nothing has ever come to fruition with all that, and that's
Maybe
been
it's just
since
a
last
rumor.
year sometime.
Maybe it was real.
It had to have been a rumor, just because. I mean, if not, a well-kept secret in Paxton.
Now,
Honestly.
another comment, and y'all keep these questions and your comments like keep them rolling tonight. Let's kind of flow off of that. Y'all got something you want to ask us? Throw it down there in the comment section. But John B says, but Tom is the only driver that I know to cause building damage to the roof of an arena, and I'm not sure what he's talking about, but that's pretty badass, Coop.
I haven't heard anything of that either. I'm not gonna lie. It was before me, BC, before Coop. Next question.
You son of a gun. Heard a rumor that he's building a drag truck, not a monster truck. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
I can see
they're-
that. I can see that. He's building a drag car more than a monster truck.
I know
Yeah, drag-
his
boring.
his
Do not
son
recommend.
does it.
Well,
You say
Spence,
what?
I said drag racing's boring. I do not recommend.
You've
Tired
been
of
there.
going straight all the time.
you've tasted and seen.
From what I've seen on Candace's Instagram, Chase, her son, he does a lot of the drag stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's kind of been getting after it, actually. He's been doing a really good job. I think he was driving an S10 here not long ago and just
Yeah,
killing it.
fast.
I actually
Fast.
someone point Joseph Rodriguez. I'll get to that in a second. So I actually wanted to bring something up with Max D because someone was talking about the pit party map for World Finals. I don't know if it's just the way I'm looking at it, but it looks like they put Max D all the way in the back corner. Like Max D is just away from everything else.
Really?
World-
No, they don't care about it. What's that on Facebook?
Yeah, it's on multiple different sources. However, they have actually that's another weird thing. Monster Jam has created the World Finals app. Like they have a Monster
What?
Jam World app that you could go onto any like Google Play or your whatever app store you have on your mobile device, and it like there's certain like live streams or something that you can like subscribe to and watch on the app.
Live stream at monsterjam.com. World Finals. Press conferences at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You got pit party, qualifying pit party award show.
Mm-hmm. Now there is a map of the pit party, and there's a couple things I wanted to bring up. One, our good friends over there at Throttle Monster with Jurassic Attack, it says there's a to be announced truck that will be there
Really?
next.
Oh!
There's also they put Wreck and Tomfoolery. Tomfoolery will be there and have their own display at World Finals. So it looks like Recreation will finally be making a debut at the World Finals. There are going to be 3 Avenger trucks on display at the World Finals.
Really?
According to the map that they have listed, Jim Kohler will have 3 Avenger trucks on display. Now, what those may be, I have no idea. Kind of strange that they're all going to be an Avenger. Maybe Avenger might actually get to do an encore since it is a 25th anniversary. But let's be honest, Gravedigger and the Monster Jam anniversary will take precedent, and it's kind of stupid. But whatever. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think of? And not to mention, Pit Party looks really small. Like, if you guys are able to pull up the map,
I'm
Pit Party is
trying.
extremely small compared to what it used
Is
to
it
be.
on their website?
It's on the app. You have to download
Oh, I
the
have to
Monster
get the
Jam.
app.
On the app. I ain't getting the app.
I don't want to get the app.
I ain't getting no app. You know what I'm more interested about? Where'd
Not
it go?
Monster.
Where'd it go?
What's
Where'd it
that?
go? Where'd it go? Oh, Monster Jam World Finals Charity Bowling Tournament.
Yes.
Now that's something I want to be a part of.
Honestly, if we weren't busy like touring and doing other stuff, I really wanted to go to World Finals and do something with the charity bowling tournament. Have like a throttle out deal, like actually be there and kick off the World Finals. But we're going to be a little bit busy. Me and Spence
I-
are actually going to be in Woodward, Oklahoma.
I really wanted to go to the award ceremony just to surprise people, just to be there. It would be
Yeah.
I
funny.
feel like anybody that's a part of Throttle Out will be kicked out of the award ceremony. Let's be completely honest.
No, they can't do that.
Uh,
If we were to do it and they tried, obviously, I'm gonna make a scene.
Absolutely. You have to.
That's why we love you, Coop.
It's in the Geneva Convention.
I don't even know what that is.
Joke, I can't read.
Yo, look at this encore. Fucking 7 truck jump. Oh, 5 trucks. Jumped up 5.
Yeah,
Remember that was a thing?
Or
The what?
is it the great? Because I believe the whole anniversary
No,
encore for
it's-
Gravedigger, Adam is
This
going to
year's
jump over
Gravedigger.
different generations of Gravedigger.
I'm gonna look on the
Like,
website. I think
can we
the
talk
map's on
about
the
that for a
website.
second? What is it about jumping over other monster trucks is so impressive? Like, I don't get it.
I don't
What do
know.
you mean?
I think it's pretty sweet, but that's just myself.
What do you
I
mean,
don't-
bro? It's a truck jumping a truck. It's
Yeah, but I
cool.
mean, the only other thing that I think is even more impressive is if you're jumping like a semi, truck, or trailer, long ways, which I think is pretty
long
badass.
ways. Let's do that long ways. Yeah, I don't see a map on their website. This is pretty upsetting.
There's no
on
app.
the app.
What app? How did you find this app? Because it's non-existent. On
I don't
my phone.
see any.
There's no
are
like
you
sign
sure?
for an app or at all.
No, on their Facebook, they would have posted it by now. Or
The problem is if I exit out of my phone, I won't be able to go to it. If you go to Monster Trucks Then Now, Monster Truck Collecting, any of those other Facebook groups, it's all on there.
well, you see, I'm not on Moss Jam Collecting because I'm trying to.
So this
sell.
information's only on the
super fans.
super fan Facebook groups.
Anything that comes out that Monster Jam's going to do, a lot of the super fans
Oh,
are
I
going to be
just
like,
found it.
Watch the super fan. Not
That is
super fans.
tiny.
They actually weren't supposed to post it yet, and they just found it.
that's happened numerous times, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Huh.
I
It
haven't.
does look pretty small after looking at it.
Small.
Now,
Can you
looking
send that
down,
in the
now
group
hold
chat?
on real quick. Looking at this here in the
I'll send it
comment
to you, Coop.
in the comment
Thank
section.
you.
There's a comment from Tim Dudley. Do you think Dennis? Oh, never mind. Hold on. Where did it
What?
go?
Wrong question.
What question are you looking for?
Where did it go? Anyways,
think
it was
you will
basically
find
just
Dennis?
asking, like, do you think they will let Dennis drive over cars? Here we go. Here it is. Do you think Feld will let Dennis drive over cars in the restored Grandma Digger and the Encore? Also, do you think Tom will spike his helmet when he retires? I will answer that in the way I would like to answer it, and Coop, you can answer differently. First question, do you think Feld will let Dennis drive over cars? No, because they won't have cars. Second answer is
debatable.
that Tom will spike his helmet when he retires. I don't know. I haven't seen Tom spike his helmet in a long time, so probably
Is that a thing
not.
anymore?
But,
To spike your helmet?
but Coop, you can kind of take that from there.
There will be cars. I did see Snapchats already from the crew that's there. So there's gonna be. They got derby cars
Really?
that they're gonna put in the track. I bet underneath the dirt, if anything. And Tom spiking the helmet. That was 2014 years ago.
14 years. Nah, Tom's an old man. He needs to start throwing a walker into the crowd rather than.
Oh, shit.
You mean to tell me the walker with the trophy on it from still beating all of the young kids'
I don't
ass?
care if it's a pimp king. The man needs to retire.
He just beat the best Anderson there. That's won the most world finals, right?
What?
Put your weapons away, my guy.
We're gonna get taken down because Coop's showing knives.
Hey, Coop.
What about these guns?
Coop, I need you to get extra violent right now because we got a lot of people watching tonight. We only have 15 likes on the video, and I don't know what that's about.
R.I.P.
Like the video! Did I break it? Hello?
Probably.
Okay, there I am. Listen. Cynthia's gonna win the World Finals.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, everything? She's just gonna win everything.
She's winning it all. She's gonna show up, get the trophy, and leave.
Okay, now Coop's talking some mad smack right now. I did see that there are a few drivers that are in all of the elements, like that take place there. I believe Todd, Camden, Ryan, and Tom. By looking at everything,
I think so.
they are literally in every element. Is that because they are all the GOAT, and that's why they need them?
Oh! For two-wheel skills, is Tristan England in that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna
And
win it.
Armando as well is in it.
Good for him. Good for Armando.
I mean, they both should be. They're both
Yeah, they
really
both
good.
deserve to be in the main racing end.
Are they not in the main? Or?
No, they're not.
Really?
What? You mean wait?
They're
They're
so
only
they're gonna
in skills.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Armando and
the
Tristan.
way
Yeah.
you. Are you for
No,
real?
no, Tristan's in racing and freestyle.
Oh, okay. All right.
Armando is not.
Armand, he's not.
No, Armando is not.
He's just in the skills.
Just skills.
You know who's not in the World Finals? Tony Oaks.
The dumbest thing. I'm sorry, but give Armando a spot. Come on, man.
He doesn't have a spot in skills.
No, in the main,
In the main,
the
the
thing that
main.
matters.
No.
I mean, let me ask you both, Coop and Spence. What are your feelings towards having these different elements? And then I'm like, for example, Cynthia won the high jump competition. She can say that she is a world finals champion because of winning the high jump. Is that
doesn't
something
count.
that you think should go to their accolades? Is claiming to be a world finals champion or not really?
I wouldn't go around
No.
waving that trophy.
No. That is a
I
trophy
mean-
at the World Finals you give to a kid in the stands. That is not something you keep.
Well, honestly, in a way, I wouldn't go around saying I'm a world champion. I would just say I'm the high jump champion. I jumped higher than you. Get on my level. JK, you can't reach it. And then it's just like a personal goal. It's not a personal goal. It's a personal thing. That's why I think I would keep the trophy for sure. Say, hey, I jumped higher than all you. What's up? But adding world finals champion in there is it's a little too far.
So you mean to tell me, as big as a fan of Tom Meents that you are, you're not going to take his skills win in 2019 and add that to his list of world finals accolades?
No.
Does that count towards his?
I think it does.
I
No,
thought it doesn't.
No, I'm pretty sure
It
it does.
did.
In the eyes of
Oh,
most.
it did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it does
changed
count
it to
technically.
13. And
So-
I did not like it. I was like, can we just put it back to 12 until he actually wins the thing? Which is hopefully this year in racing. He needs it.
I do have something I want to say as far as like any of the drivers or crew guys are going to be watching, because we know you're watching. We know who you are. Obviously, when it comes to anything in monster truck, safety is number one over anything else, right? So I'd like to say, if you need to, add extra foam padding for your driver's feet, because the last thing you want is anybody to hurt their feet after they hit a jump in a monster truck.
Shut the hell up. Gosh damn it.
Who are you talking about? Because I know plenty of the drivers who did that.
Oh, so I'm not the only one.
No, at the
No, you're
training
the
track,
only one
there's a good
complaining
amount.
about
No. There's been a lot that complain a lot at the MJU.
We need to have some more MJU stories. I'd like to hear some of like these kids' first time driving a monster truck, and if they like got scared or
I would
If-
love to talk about
Like,
it.
we don't have to
but
name
I
drop.
can't.
Yeah, don't name drop. You could just
Okay,
say
well,
like,
okay,
experiences.
Just
Someone
say driver
who-
A, driver B.
Driver A couldn't 1-2 shift correctly, and you could hear him yell over the truck, over 200 feet away. And it took 2 days to get to that point.
Driver A also has a show on the Discovery Channel that airs every Monday and Thursday. No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's driver B. They learn not to hold the brake in the air.
Now there was a comment down in the comment section I wanted to get to, which was, Tweety, do you have any advice for the boss since he's driving your truck this weekend? I do have advice, yes. I don't know how much it's going to help him. My advice would be to take your left foot when you're going to jump and brace that foot on something so you're not flying all over the truck. However,
did, Josh put those pink noodles in there for you?
he did not. No foam noodles in the truck. However, there is no brace pedal for the brake, pedal in the truck. There's not. And we don't have diamond plate floors in the floor of the Boss Gator. It is like that smooth aluminum. So, like this past weekend, if I were to catch some really big air, try to plant that left foot so I'm not moving around up there in that truck, and it was really muddy, it's just going to slide all over the place. So, all I'm going to say is, James, good luck. Don't hurt your foot. If and when you do, I'd like to have you back on the show so we could talk about it.
I'm just gonna have a roll of bubble wrap sitting in your seat when you get back, just so that way next time we're just gonna roll you up.
Are you looking forward to crewing for me though? I gotta know. Like I know you're like one of my best friends and all, but I mean, are you really looking forward to going to Woodward, Oklahoma with me and Casey and just being a part of that whole journey?
I'm looking forward to talking trash on the way you drive and seeing.
Yo, here's the big question: are you gonna keep that fuel cap on?
I don't know. Depends if I change my last name to Myers or not.
Oscar
No.
Myers?
Oscar Myers.
We saw the Weenie Mobile on the way out here, actually. Fun fact.
Yo,
We saw
I love the Weenie Mobile.
We saw
It's
that
so
on the way out.
great.
So
Big old
happy.
weenie.
It was great.
So yeah, we get
More
Austin,
questions.
Spence, and Casey and myself have a show in Woodward, Oklahoma next weekend. On the map, I believe it's for the Monster Truck Nitro Tour. It's supposed to be me and Casey, and then two of Cretan's trucks, which is really weird because they typically only do shows for themselves, but that's what it says on their website. Both Hot Tamale and I think it's Iron Outlaw. Yeah, Iron Outlaw.
Dude, are we going against Brister?
We're supposed to be,
Yo, take him out.
God.
according to the website, but also according to the website, it says that Barefoot's going to be there, and that's not
That's
accurate.
not true. Wait, it's only 4 trucks?
I think so, yeah.
Oh.
4 trucks. A lot of these Monster
Oof.
X and Nitro Tour, like a lot of these are very small 4 truck shows.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hey, you know what
Hey.
grinds my gears?
What's that?
Oh, no, please.
Everybody-
What grinds your gears?
Well, not not whatever Tweety did to the truck, but that a lot of crew guys got a cool trophy from their drivers when they won an event, right? Like the one that's behind you guys, Tweety. If you guys show it real fast, yeah, look at that.
I never got
You know
a
what
level ride truck driver.
What did you get, Coop?
I got the Fire and Ice champion poker chip trophy because the driver's like, I don't want this. Here, take that. And I'm like, cool. I'll take it. Why not?
Oh, you know it's bad when even the drivers are like, yeah, this is stupid. Just get rid of it.
But I did win. I was Team Ice. We kicked ass.
Yeah.
So if we go out this next weekend, Spence, and they so graciously give me a trophy for anything, obviously I'm going to want to keep that first one I get. If I get another one as the crew
Send it to me.
chief, you are more than welcome to the second one.
Oh, how cute.
Well, this is
Man, I
Oh,
love
shit.
participating movies.
Do they even give
No,
trophies
I-
out at these
but-
shows? I've never
So-
seen a trophy.
So there for a
piece of
while, they
paper.
were wanting us to, at those shows, they were wanting us to give trophies like to the fans, right? And not like keep them for
No.
ourselves. But
Yeah, but that one show we went to, like your first show ever, like no one got any trophies.
no, they didn't at that show. You're right. They didn't.
Yeah.
So they may not at these shows now that I
Oh,
think
okay.
about it. May not. However, I got to say this, like, kind of change the subject though. You know, I told y'all I run for the Mayhem and Monsters tour last weekend and how much fun we had out there. Even, you know, I didn't get to run half the weekend that I was out there. But these guys are on a mission to make sure they're putting out the best damn program possible. I mean, they were following up with us this week, like during the work week, to figure out, hey, you were there this past weekend. What did you see? What did you like? What did you not like? What could we do better? And I really appreciate about them. I really appreciate that quality about them. They're going after the people that work for them, their fans. What could we do better to make sure we're putting on the best program? And I don't know if y'all saw the promo video, the hype video that they made yesterday that they put out there, but it is freaking insane. They basically could take their the whole video from this past weekend in South Carolina and create a promo video to hand out to sponsors from the footage that they got, the drone footage and all that.
That was a really cool
awesome.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
guess
awesome.
what? You could be boss gator for like the last 2 seconds of that video.
Now, I do have a bone to pick with my brothers and my father.
Ooh.
And I've already done this, but I'm going to call them out now. And they can have the opportunity to respond on the show. I don't care. But they told me, they swore up and down. Yeah, man, you were straight up and down. You were vertical on that jump. We thought you were going to roll over backwards. Y'all, I probably wasn't even at a 45-degree angle on my bus jump. And I was so pissed whenever I saw that footage. I was nowhere close to being vertical. On that jump, they lied to me. They let me down.
Yeah, that's why you need my brutal honesty with you in the pitch. You're just like, how'd that look? It's like, man, you hit it harder. Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But, Spence, you can actually see my wheels lock up on that jump. That's actually what I really appreciate about that footage. However, the one thing that I actually find the most interesting in that video, that whole promo video, I think it's like 1 minute, 30 seconds long, maybe a little bit longer. I think the most underrated individuals of an independent show, even Monster Jam shows when they have them, which is more like an arena shows, are the FMX guys. And I know that may sound weird coming from somebody who's so in love with monster trucks, who is, on a talk show talking about monster trucks. These guys, I'm telling y'all, that do the freestyle motocross, they have no respect for their bodies, for their lives. And in this promo video, you can actually see a guy. I've never seen anybody do this before. This is what really it freaked me out. It pumped me up. But it's one thing to jump up on a freestyle motocross ramp and do a whip, right? But this guy, he didn't do a whip. He jumps and literally turns the entire motorcycle to the left and is looking at the crowd and can wave at the crowd if he wants to, and then turns the bike all the way around. Like, I've never seen anybody do that before, and I was so freaking hyped from the pits whenever I watched this guy do it. I've never seen anybody do that before, ever. And these guys are insane, and they never get enough credit for what they do.
What do we need to do to get Tweety on a pit bike and attempt a backflip?
Bro, I'll do that.
That is not going to be very hard, since I've been dreaming about that my whole life. I'm a huge freestyle motocross fan now in general, just watching, keeping up with Supercross this year. But when it comes to freestyle motocross, I always wanted to do that ever since I was a little kid. What's his name? Mike Metzger. Watching him attempt one of the first ever backflips. I've been a huge fan. But yeah, it's not going to take a lot to convince me. Give me a piece of equipment and a date, and I'll be there.
I'm going to make you wish you never said that. But all right. Bet.
Now, Spence, before we close out, like I was mentioning earlier, a few years ago, the boss put on a really big independent show up there. This weekend, it's just our team that's going to be up there. So I need to know this weekend while you're up there, whether it's a mud show or whether it's going to be, a great monster truck show all around. Need to get your thoughts, need to get your input. Is this a venue that you could see, basically an independent world finals being at this weekend?
Honestly, with how big the track is and everything, I could potentially see James definitely putting something together as far as that big of a caliber of a show. It's just if he's willing to, and if there's going to be a list of other independents that want to come out and put on that caliber show. I could see it. He's definitely got the manpower. He's definitely got the capability, and honestly, he's starting to grow the following. He's got some great iconic trucks. We just need to get the support of the industry. So I think give it a couple years when we really get this operation up and off the ground. Uh-oh, who's that? Ah, crap.
Gosh.
So I think give it a couple years when Triple B is up off the ground and we're starting to do more. I wouldn't say more intense, but I mean if Triple B eventually gets to the point where they're doing toughest tour, more throwdown shows, or maybe potentially, I'm not putting anything out there, but maybe a Monster Jam series. I think eventually we'll have that following, kind of like with Jimmy Creighton with Too Extreme, to where the names will bring people into it. It's like, okay, they're putting on a big show. I could definitely see it. but we gotta build the brand first. We gotta get to that caliper first.
Well, Spence, I know you got a lot of work to do still. I know it's 8 o'clock where you're at, and y'all are still, obviously, you see in the background, people are still working tooth and nail to make sure that this show goes over with no hiccups this weekend. So we're going to let you get to work. Coop, before we close out, how is your new podcast, Drunk, and how's the Frosty Boys doing?
Drunk is good so far. This new studio is made downstairs in my basement. Just waiting on filming. Hopefully we can do 2 episodes this weekend. Frosty Boys has been on a hiatus. Obviously I'm trying to better my life real fast, but videos will start to flow here soon, hopefully. So it's gonna be good. Hopefully the year kicks off well for us, and we get some videos flowing by next week.
Now, with that being said, y'all, please go to our website, buy our merch, and support the Throttle Out Show. It really helps us out. And for those of y'all who've been doing that, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and thank you for tuning in each and every week, every episode that we have on Mondays and Thursdays. And honestly, moving forward, just the fact that we're going to be on the road all the time, obviously the schedule will be subject to change. We may be skipping some episodes or doing something a little bit different, give y'all a different angle of actually what we see. But you never know. Just stay in touch with us. Stay tuned in. And remember, when in doubt, throttle out. Go to thethrottleoutshow.com and buy some merch. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out, y'all. Good night.